Terminix text line 806-900-9630. So, check in. Let us know you're here. And then second things first, we almost blew up yesterday.
I know.
That was an exciting day around KLLL yesterday. Yeah, it was crazy because, so you may have seen the pictures. We posted some. I think KCBD had some stuff. One of the other stations in town had something, I think. But so a trash truck caught on fire here yesterday in our parking lot. And it was pretty crazy because... So I'm sitting up in my office, and, I've got a big window that looks out onto our parking lot.
What are we putting in our trash can?
Well, that's what we were about to find out, because remember, Monday was when we had something nasty in the trash can.
Yes, I know. I was like, man, whatever that was, it was smelling in our building. But no, I think it was something probably, I don't really know, maybe something already in the truck that was smoldering, and I don't really know what happened. But anyway, so I'm sitting in my office, unlike every other, it's just another day, I'm sitting at my desk. And I see the big old truck pull in, like it does Tuesday or Wednesday, come dump empty the dumpster there, pulls in, and I'm just sitting there and I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, God, man, what a pain having to pull into tight parking lots in that giant truck and then trying to wedge in there and back up and turn it again. And, so I'm just watching this guy, just thinking of that, going, man, I guess I'm really lucky. I don't have to mess with that. So I watch, so he kind of drives forward, going to the dumpster, like any other time he's here. And so I go back to my work, I'm just sitting there. And all of a sudden, out of the corner of my eye, I see the guy that was driving the truck runs across the parking lot, heading to he's running towards the building next to us, I guess. And I'm thinking, wow, that's different, huh? So I get up, I go to my window, I look, and I see smoke, and I'm like, oh man, I think our dumpster's on fire. So I get out, I run around the corner, and then Chelsea, who's our business manager person, she's in her office right around the corner from mine, and I said, hey, she goes, yeah, did you see that? It looks like something's on fire. I said, yeah. So we both run, we're going down the stairs, get down there. Sure enough, smoke and everything, but it turns out it was the truck. Not the truck. Yeah, not the dumpster.
Oh, wow.
So I guess the guy, as soon as he saw smoke, he got out and he's running and he's like banging on our door on the parking lot side of our building because that's our employee entrance. So it's it's locked and so he's banging on it. Well, our receptionist Crystal up in the front of the building, she hears this, so she gets up, so she runs around. This is before I'd come downstairs. She runs around and he's already gone, and that's when I saw him running to the next building, just trying to find somebody to call. And so we all end up out there. Well, this truck is sitting there, and it's smoking, and I'm thinking, oh, my gosh, this is crazy. And all of a sudden,
you catch the other cars on fire, too.
Right. Now, Crystal's car was sitting right next to it where she was parked, but we had, the station vans, employees, everybody's out there. And so we're thinking, okay, well, I guess we should move it. Well, all of a sudden, you hear sirens, man, cops are showing up, and we had like 5 cops. We got fire trucks coming. It's like a whole thing. Then there's flames out of the truck. And like you hear like a little explosion thing, not a major explosion, something went. So then Jay, our boss, he goes, hey, we need to move the vans. So Dave runs in. Yeah. So I'm thinking, dude, it's a 2008. Let's let that thing go up in flames, man. Insurance are kicking. But, so Dave runs into the building, grabs the keys to the vans. He throws me the KLLL van one, and I'm like, okay. And it's the one that's right next to the truck that's like got these little mini explosions and flames going. So I'm thinking, well, I'm going to save the KLLL van. So I run around there, man. I'm right there, flames going, and I'm like, I can't believe I'm doing this, but okay. So I'm trying to unlock the door, I'm trying to get in. Start it. I can't even get the dumb thing.
Cops around?
Oh, yeah. The fire trucks are showing up. They're unraveling hoses. I mean, it's a whole thing. So I get the van started, drive across the street to the parking lot, save the KLLL van that at this point is probably worth about $4.
Well, and then I'm sitting in my office. I have no windows in my office, so I can't see or even hear what's going on. And I'm just, on my computer, and then I'm on the phone talking with one of our coworkers, and all of a sudden I hear, "Is anyone in the building?" or upstairs. I'm like, "Yes, evacuate, fire!" And so I'm on the phone going, "Hey, I gotta go!" And I hang up, and I'm looking. Okay. All right, my purse is in my car. I got my keys, got my phone, and then grabbed my laptop and ran. And I'm looking at like pictures, my Peyton Manning signed autograph picture, and I'm just like, I'm going, none of this is worth it. Go.
That is awesome. Well, yeah, so I'm out there, so I get out of the van, I park it across the street, so I run back in here, and all of a sudden I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I don't have my phone. And that was the one thing.
Oh, no.
But about that time, the guy's out there and he's saying, "Hey, y'all need to get out of the building. You need to move away from the area. There could be toxic fumes,
right?
Because there's all this weird smoke coming out,
out of
flames.
the trash. Yeah.
And so I'm like, oh man, but dang, I don't have my phone, man. And so I was like, I'm going in. So I do. I punch in the code, man. I'm running up the stairs. Well, then I don't know. So I don't know. Unbeknownst to me, hang on a second.
Well, and then because
I need a longer headphone cord here. I keep unplugging myself anyway.
You're kind of curious. So we're staying. Me and Chelsea and Crystal are standing back here by Avenue Q. So we kind of start walking over towards like where the truck is, and they were like, "No, stop! If it blows, it's gonna. You don't want to be in the line of fire."
Right.
And I'm just going, "Oh, okay," because your curiosity is like, "I want to see it. I want to see it."
Right. Yes, that's exactly it. So I'm sitting here. So I don't know that all of y'all are out of the building on the other side at this point because I've been out there moving vans.
Yeah.
So I come back in to get my phone. So I run in and I'm thinking, because I just hear that guy saying, "Y'all need to get out of here. It could be toxic fumes and all this." And I'm thinking, man, I'm going to die today. This is stupid. The building's going to blow up. How dumb is this? But I'm going to have my phone with me. So I know that's stupid, but But I'm just thinking, I got to have my phone if something, all hell breaks loose or something.
Right.
So I run up the stairs. I'm looking for people, and I'm looking to see because most of the people in our building were gone at that point upstairs because the sales staff they're out. They're already left the building. So I go in there and so I'm thinking, okay, well, Chelsea's not in her office, so I know she's down there because she ran down there with me. So then I'm thinking, okay, let's see, Blake's on vacation. Okay, he's not there. Craig's already gone. Sean's on vacation. He's gone. We got so many people on vacation. So I was like, okay, Sean's not here. Okay, who else? Damon's on vacation. He's not here. And then I look in, Colleen, I was like, she's not in there. But then I see her computer.
Car.
Yeah, and I knew her car was down because your car was actually kind
next
of
to
close.
To the vans.
Yes.
Wow.
And so we had that. So I'm thinking, well, she's not in the building. So, okay. So nobody's up there except me. So I'm thinking, oh, yeah, let me get my phone before the whole place blows. So I run into my office, grab my phone. I'm back out, and so then I come out on the side of the building because I see everybody on the Avenue Q side standing out by the road. Man, more cops are driving up, and I mean it's like a whole thing. And but yeah, that truck, I don't know what happened, but it was flaming up. It was not good. So yeah, and you missed all of it, man.
I missed all of it. Wow.
That's some drama right there.
I know.
Golly.
Man.
Anyway, it was fun. So if you saw any of those pictures and wondering, what it was, that's the inside story. That's how it all went down right there.
Right there.
And then we kept saying, because we were like, we should get inside the studio and text Jesse.
Our friend Jesse, he works for the same company. And so, he texted in this morning. So, we got to see what's going on.
I didn't realize that was it.
It wasn't Jesse, but it was his company.
Okay.
And so Jesse says it was a 5-gallon bucket of grease from a restaurant when
the packing blade.
It splashed all over and fell on the hot exhaust, and it spread like a burning inferno. Driver is okay, but in shock.
Yeah, he was. You could tell he was not. It was that'd be tough. I mean, you're sitting there driving, and all of a sudden you realize your truck is on fire. Man, I felt for that guy. Man, he was. But they ended up towing that thing away, and I don't know. Who knows if they can fix? I don't know.
Wow.
It was burned up. So
who's going to get our trash?
Well, they have other trucks.
I'm just kidding. I was
like, why did think about you, Mudflap?
I'm just kidding.
Are you? Yeah, Mudflap was the one guy that wasn't here to experience the trauma of this situation. So
I would have liked to have seen you try to run.
I wouldn't have been able to run. I'd have walked.
Right.
Well, see, we all voted. Since you weren't here and you have a truck, you're now going to get to haul the dumpster to the dump.
Other thing?
Yeah,
Okay.
you're the new guy.
New guy. All right.
Congratulations.
See, there you go. See, that's a good question. Ta-da.
No, it was funny that you weren't here because I looked for you and I was like, man, he's already gone. He's missing all the fun because it was pretty exciting. I mean, it really was. I'm not going to lie. I mean, you know how I am about fires and stuff.
Yeah.
But it was exciting. Fire trucks coming, and I mean, it was a big deal.
Adrenaline's flowing. I bet.
Yeah.
Jesse says, "Yep, that truck's a goner, but the driver's okay."
Yeah, and that's all. You can get a new truck. You can't get a new driver, or you can't get that guy.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I'm saying. All right. Well, at least I got my phone out of the building.
Isn't that funny? I know, because in my head I'm going, okay, phone, keys. I had locked my purse in my car, and I'm like, well, that was smart. I'd have lost my purse,
right?
But I had, So it was just, you think about what's priority.
Yeah.
And then I did literally turn around and go back for my computer. But then I'm sitting there, I'm looking at all these pictures that I have with country artists and my, like I said, my Peyton Manning and my, all my signed football and all this stuff. And I'm just going, yeah, it's not worth it.
Yeah, there was a moment for me where, because I mean, literally, because I know it does sound kind of stupid now after, I mean, it's probably over dramatic, but in the moment, you see this truck on fire, there's fuel in the truck. You don't know if there's toxic.
Oh, yeah, you don't
know. And they're literally like, get back. And you're thinking, they think this thing's about to blow.
Well, I can't imagine.
And if it would have happened like that, I mean, we have on this side of the of our building here, we're here, KLLL is on the, we've got the biggest studio on this one end. Then next to us to the left is Rock 101, and then to the next one there is Mix 100. So we're all three are on that side of the building. So if something would have happened, it probably would have taken out this side of our building.
And I was in my office.
You're right above
the KLLL studios.
Right.
So it would have blown me away.
Yeah. So we would have been somehow doing our show out of the Beat Studios, which is across the side on the other side of the building.
Crazy.
But as I was running out there,
so much drama, man.
I know, it's such a great story though. It's so funny. This is one of the craziest things that I've seen though. So. But I was thinking, as I was seriously, when Jay walked out, we need to move the vans, and everybody's going into action,
Move the van, yeah.
And I mean, really, there was part of me going, dude, these things are so old. Who
Yeah,
cares?
let's collect the insurance.
Right. But I was like, no, man, we got to get it. So it's like, you go into hero mode.
That's
man.
right. You and Dave didn't think twice about it. You put your own lives at risk to save the vans.
And that's how this story, as days go by, this story's going to get better and better.
That's right.
The heroism that we exhibited around here, I was running through flames. I mean,
what
explosions.
Time did this happen?
It's going to be like Dukes of Hazzards where you were sliding across the
absolutely.
What is the hood of the truck?
Hood
van
sliding like Bo Duke. Yes, it was probably around 11:30, something like that.
Yeah, 11:30.
Wow.
Yeah, so you'd already your day had ended like an hour previous.
Oh,
you were eating lunch
4 hours.
Hour, nothing. That's more a couple hours before that.
Yeah, your day ended much before everybody else, as everybody knows. But that's okay. But no, this story will get more dramatic as time goes by. But there was a part of me, though, I got to tell you. So when I'm getting the keys, I'm running around to that side because the KLLL van was right there next to this truck, okay? And so I'm running around there thinking, man, what if this thing really blows up? I mean, literally while I'm here. And so you're sitting there thinking, this thing could blow up. I've got to get this little key in this hole here, open the door, start this thing up.
Oh, yeah.
Move it. And so the weird things are going through your mind. I'm thinking, what if it blows up and this is how my life ends today, trying to save the KLLL van. But I mean, it was a weird moment. It really was.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's
it's very
crazy.
dramatic. It's very dramatic. It's probably over dramatic.
No,
but in the moment, it was kind of crazy though.
So here's the funny part. So at the end of the day, the salespeople come back and they're not here whenever all that happened. Right. And so I'm kind of telling them how the story went down. And Mark Mayfield, he went, Jeff, he's the one who moved that van in his Air Jordans. He was wearing his really nice Air Jordans.
Yes, I had my.
Is that all he cares about? Is your Air Jordans?
My white cement
White
Jordan
sneakers.
3s, man. Those are my best ones.
He was laughing. I said, no, he actually took them off before he went and did that.
No, I did not. You know what's funny about that? I didn't even think about it because I do think about that kind of stuff, honestly. Because I like them. I mean, But boy, in the face of danger, shoes didn't matter. The safety of my coworkers.
That's right.
That's what mattered.
That's what mattered, Jeff.
When you go into hero mode, you forget about your Jordans, man. You can get more Jordans. You can't get more heroes, right?
That's right.
Told you the story's going to get more dramatic as time goes on.
Oh, you should make it. You should milk it.
Oh, I'm going to. No, but see, she's
called
a good girl.
Instagram.
Yeah. Oh, is that what it is? Okay. No, she's just one of those, pop star of the moment kind of people.
I think she kind of looks like Blake Lively.
You know what? Okay, I can see that. I can totally see that.
I agree.
She has some angry faces.
There's a picture of her with glasses. That's kind of her librarian look right there, I guess.
The old librarian look.
Yeah. All right. No, she's all right.
All right.
You don't think she's that great?
No.
Women judge other women a lot more than guys judge women, I think.
My
right?
favorite thing is to sit down with other women and watch Miss America or Miss USA and all that and just go, dude, not a very flattering dress. Ooh, that's not a good color on you. Oh, look at her hair.
See, I think, you know what's funny about that? I think women are more critical of each other than guys are about women. Because I think guys most time are like, yeah, she's pretty good. She's pretty. She's kind of hot. Man,
she can walk. She got a pulse.
Yeah. Well, her heart's beating. Wow, cool.
Yeah.
I mean, guys are pretty. I think guys just kind of like guys like girls.
Yeah,
women though, man, y'all look at it and y'all do dissect it to a different level. I think.
Well, especially at early on in life, earlier ages, but as you get older, that's what I love about my friend group. Is we are so complimentary of each other,
right?
And if there's a good color, if there's a good dress, I mean, because there's very few women out there that are completely happy with themselves,
right,
their body, their hair. It's because I've had straight hair my entire life. I mean, no curl. If I ever had a curl in it, I either had to have a permanent or curl my hair with curling iron. And I would see women who had this pretty, beautiful, curly, wavy hair, and I'm like, oh, man, I wish I had your hair. They're like, oh, it's awful. I wish I had your hair. I mean, it doesn't matter. If you've got curly hair, and curly hair people want straight hair. It's just one of those things. And my friends do get a little irritated at me sometimes, I'll put on a few pounds. And don't tell me. Don't you dare talk to me about putting on pounds. But you're just never really happy with yourself.
Right.
And I don't know what caused that. The body image issues, I don't really know what caused that. But we are not negative to each other. We're very positive.
Yeah. But it is weird about how they're like body image issues and things, because I do think it's more a thing for women because having a daughter now, I mean, I've seen some things she's gone through, and I'm just like, God, it's just weird. But you're right. It's society or something. It really is. There's something there. Where I think guys, we don't want to look terrible or anything, but I think for guys sometimes, I think guys have an ability. It's just like with everything with guys. I'm going to be lazy today, and you can do it, and you don't have any guilt about it. You just be lazy that day. But you can also look in the mirror and go, it's not bad. This is actually looking pretty good right here.
Yeah, sometimes you do. Yeah,
you want some of this right here. I mean, you just guys see. I think we see ourselves a lot better than we probably are.
Yeah,
but I think women, are more critical.
It should be just the opposite.
Absolutely.
I mean, guys should be like, I suck. I mean, and then women should be the ones like, dang, I look pretty good.
Yes, absolutely.
It should be just the opposite.
I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
Totally agree. Yeah, guys, we should look in the mirror and go, good Lord, what happening here, man?
I totally agree.
I got to buy a new mirror. I don't like this one.
Yeah, this is a funhouse mirror. What is happening here?
Yeah.
So,
But I do think I think our generation is trying to make that better with our kids, and I think it's just going to get a little bit better as the generations go. But there was something about I remember my mom telling me she was one of those skinny girls that could eat anything she wanted and never gained weight. Her sister, on the other hand, was the opposite. And their dad used to poke fun of the sister's weight. And so she grew up with an eating disorder because of that. And I don't know, there was just something about those older generations where the vanity was a lot worse than what it is now, I think.
Yeah. Well, it's everybody just be who you are and be happy, really, is what it ought to be.
I was talking to somebody, I can't remember who it was I was talking to, and they were saying, my dad used to tell me, just wait, when you hit a certain age, you end up liking food a lot better, and you don't care as much, and you just eat, and then you start putting on weight as you get older. Like, you know what? That's true. I'm like, I don't really care. I'm going to eat that anyway.
And it starts hanging on a little more than
it used to.
It
does. It doesn't go away
to get
as
rid
fast.
of it. Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah. All right. Well, oh man, what an exciting couple of days already.
I know. Tammy's going, please have a promise to have a calmer day today. She's leaving to go on a trip, and she wants to make sure we're safe when she gets back.
You know what? We're gonna do everything we can. What's funny is when our boss Jay, he's getting ready. He's going on vacation, and one of the things we've always said around here is when one of us is on vacation, it's always like, "Hey, listen, I'm going to be on vacation. Don't call me unless
I remember this conversation.
Right, we always talk about that unless the building's on fire, and then I always say, well, if the building's on fire, I can't do anything about it. Call the fire department.
Right.
And so yesterday when this happened, it was one of those funny moments because Jay's getting ready to go on vacation, and he was like, man, I think the building really is going to burn down. And I said, well, we called the fire department, so everything's good. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, all right. Let's see. It's 6:43. Real quick, weather today. What do we got today?
Pretty hot today, 94 for a high, so we're going to have lots of sun. So get ready to get your bikini out.
All right.
Ladies.
I've had that thing wait. Oh, no, the ladies. My bad.
Reminding you, Father's Day is June 15th.
He's like the best dad ever.
And you could give your dad the ultimate Father's Day present, the gift that always fits and every dad can use. $2,000. Enter to win right now at KLLL.com. $2K for Father's Day from Paul's Parts and 96.3 KLLL.
I know something else you can do with that $2,000. Head on over to United and buy the Gandy's Dairy dips. I love those. The Creamland dips by Gandy's. Oh, so good, so yummy. And every dad loves those dips. Moms do too. Kids do too. Doesn't matter if you're eating vegetables with it or potato chips with it, or maybe you just want to eat it with a spoon. It is that yummy. It's just pure, grade A sour cream. Very flavorful.
You know what? Because we have the jalapeno right now, and we get the lime chips.
Yes,
man,
the lime
with
flavored
that,
chips.
it's really, really good. Just throwing that out there.
Well, and they went back to their former packaging of before, so it's like, it just takes you back to the nostalgia days and of whenever the dips first came out, and the bright colors of the festive packaging that they have with these Creamland dips, and I love it. And Memorial Day weekend is coming up, so for those of you who may be having a party or going to a party, you cannot go wrong with having the Creamland dips there in all the flavors. They will get eaten because I had some at my last party, and they all got eaten. And right now at United, it is 2 tubs for $5. So that's a lot of. If you win that $2,000, that's a lot of Creamland dips you can buy.
No kidding. That is. Wow, that's
almost a lifetime supply.
That'll keep me going for a week probably.
Creamland dips are nostalgia in a tub. Gandy's Dairy, farmer owned, community loved.
Jeff, Mudflap and the Gang.
96.3 KLLL. Red, white, and blue through and through.
Come on.
KLLL. You ready? Let's go.
There's going to be like 40+ million people on the road. Gas prices are down a little bit. A lot of people are going to be traveling by car. More people are going by car, certainly, than flying. But flying's just gotten to where it's just, I don't know. Flying's so unreliable now, and you're always delayed, and just, I don't know. I hate flying anywhere. I'd rather drive. Told you before, I would rather drive for 12 hours and be moving and seeing stuff than to get to the same destination like with 6 hours when my flight was delayed and I'm sitting in an airport. I hate that. I would rather be moving for 12 hours. You right?
Yeah, I
You
would too.
get what I'm saying? You get to see stuff, and
I don't mind flying, but yeah, I'd rather be moving. But
yeah, you're just experiencing things. Right. There's no experience in an airport. Waiting in an airport has got to be one of the worst things in life.
Yeah,
it takes forever. It's just people crammed in everywhere, and just.
They say, be there 2 hours early or 4 hours early if you're at a big airport, and then you get there and you have 3 hours to sit there and wait. I don't like that.
They're recommending for Memorial Day weekend, just because of the number of travelers, is get there at least 2 hours. The good thing about Lubbock, I mean, you can get through Lubbock Airport pretty quick.
Easy.
Usually, especially if you got that TSA thing where you have to wait and all that kind of stuff. So yeah,
it's been a while since I've flown.
When's the last time you flew? Really?
I think probably raced to 50.
Really?
Oh,
okay.
wow.
Dang, that's
Yeah.
been a while.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
It's been 12 years. Yeah.
It's been a while since I've flown. I guess the last time I flew was probably, let's see. It was my son's wedding. I was thinking about this morning. Was that, they got engaged in the Cayman Islands, but I think the wedding was actually in Cancun, wasn't it? Do you
Yes.
remember this? Okay, thank you. I don't know why I can't remember. I always tell people, yeah, they got married in the Cayman Islands. I'm like, no, they didn't. They
They
got
were
engaged in
supposed
the
to.
Yes.
They were supposed to, but
In
COVID.
2020,
Yeah.
that's right. And so then we ended up going to Cancun the
next
following
year,
and that's when they got
yes.
married. Yeah.
That's when you about had your incident.
I almost drowned. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought about that last night too. We were watching something on TV and I can't remember what we were watching, but I just remember thinking, dang. Oh, I know what it was. It was Married at First Sight. Do you ever see that?
I have not.
You probably like that. That's just good guilty pleasure TV.
Okay.
These couples, they get matched by these experts, and then they meet at the altar and they get married, and then they got to decide over like 90 days or something. I don't know, something. They got to decide, do they want to stay married? But it's really interesting. But anyway, they're all traveling on honeymoon, things like that, and they were doing some kind of some water adventure, And I was like, oh man, I hope nobody drowns. Yeah.
Oh.
Anyway, I don't want to talk about that. That's bad. Anyway, sometimes I can't remember where my own son got married, but it was Cancun, right? I appreciate y'all helping me remember all these things.
I just remember it's here.
Yeah.
You got delayed. You had to go there a year later.
Yeah, that's it.
And then
Thank you.
it was during COVID, and you were worried about getting stuck there because they made everybody do a COVID test before you could get back into the States.
Yep.
See, y'all know my life better than I do. I love
Jeff, Mudflap, and the gang.
Missing you in the morning.
96.3 KLLL.
All right, here's one thing I do know, though, is that if you get any roof damage from wind or from hail, that kind of stuff, during storm season, there's only one place to call, and that is Roofmaster. They've been fixing roofs around Lubbock for a long time. You probably, when you hear Roofmaster, probably the next thing you automatically think is the name says it all. I mean, if you've been around here any time at all, you hear that whole thing, right? Roofmaster does a great job. They're when there is like a hailstorm or something, you get that deluge of hundreds of roofers that suddenly descend on Lubbock, and everybody wants to make it sound like they're the local roofer, but they're not. They're just these people that travel the country doing that. Roofmaster has been a part of Lubbock for a long, long time. That's why they're a trusted name when it comes to roofing. So if you need your roof replaced for hail or high winds, they can tear the shingles, blow them off. I mean, it causes a lot of problems. But Roofmaster will come out and kind of evaluate your roof for you. They'll get all the photos and the specs. They'll prepare an estimate for your insurance company. So it's really a good idea. Just call Roofmaster first. Just get out there and get all that stuff done, because that helps hold the insurance company accountable. But Roofmaster, they'll take care of all the intricacies of that whole thing there with the inspection of your entire property, not just your roof. I mean, it's kind of a one-stop shop when you call Roofmaster. They can actually take care of everything from the roof to the fence, the windows, the siding, garage doors, gutters, any like other additional buildings, like storage buildings or things you have on your property. They can put together an estimate for all that stuff and then help you deal with the insurance company. So if you do get any kind of damage to your roof through hail or through high winds or something like that this storm season, remember Roofmaster. The name says it all.
From the Dollar Western Wear Studio, this is Lubbock's country leader and home of Jeff, Mudflap, and the gang.
I just realized that I kind of messed something up here.
Uh-oh.
Well, it's time to do something here, and I didn't have it ready.
Uh-oh.
Dun, dun, dun.
So I'm just saying.
Fantastic, I am.
Okay, nice. Okay.
Mrs. Yoda. Mrs. Yoda, hello.
Does Yoda sound a lot like Cookie Monster?
Yes.
I
Probably where they got that.
I know. When I do that, I can't ever tell if I'm sounding like the Cookie Monster or Yoda.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But they do sound like cookies. There's that, or cookies. That's Yoda. We can do it the opposite way, I guess, right?
And I'm sure the voice was brought up by a guy, too.
Well, I'm sure, yeah.
How you are today?
That was almost Asian Chinese.
Okay, so I'm not a good Yoda.
Oh, no, it was cute. I like it. I want to hear it again.
Yeah, how would we?
How you are today?
Okay.
Magnificent we are. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, we're not very good at that, though. We didn't rehearse that.
No,
so,
we
yeah.
didn't, yeah.
Yeah, magnificent we are.
Okay.
You want to try it again?
Yeah.
Ask us again
What? No.
how we are.
No. How you are today?
Me love you a long time.
Exactly.
Magnificent we are.
Okay, you guys do better at that. Sorry.
I like it.
No, that was good. That was good. No, you tried though. See, you tried. That was good. No, it does sound
Listen,
like
you're in China. It'll go over great.
That's funny.
Chinese Yoda.
Mama Q said she tried it too. She says, I sound Asian too.
It's funny because I've told you before when I was taking Spanish at Texas Tech, and I was in my second year, my last semester, and I was terrible. I hated it. I knew the words and everything, but I just never could get to where I could fluently sound like I knew what I was doing. And so I remember that I was done the first day of the last semester. It was my 2 years, the last semester, and she comes in and says something about, in this class, you will be expected to speak nothing but Spanish every day. And I was like, oh, man, I'm doomed. Wow. Well,